This ain't no easy stuff, okay? This is not for the weak. Having a baby, having a puppy, is not for the weak. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is ZsaZsa aka DIY Vanna, and you know what I DIY'd? Mommying a puppy. Now, I know this has been a very long awaited video because I've been waiting forever to do this video, and I have been MIA from YouTube for a few weeks, actually a couple months, because I haven't really been posting anything really. But it's all because of her. Yeah, she has completely uprooted my life. I love her so much though. But this video, I'm gonna share with y'all the honest truth about getting a puppy. Now, this is not getting a puppy with your parents who are going to end up taking care of it anyways. This is when you get a puppy, you spend your own money on her or him, and this is your life. They depend on you, okay? And can you chill out? Alright, you can get down. That's right. If you know me, you know that pretty much for this entire year, I had been talking about getting a puppy forever. And I was watching YouTube videos of everyone getting their puppies, all the hauls, all of that. And if you are on this video, you was going through the same thing. But let me tell you, today's video, I'm giving you the hardcore truth about what it means to have a puppy, the fun stuff, and also, you know, the stuff that I don't know if you're gonna be ready for, because this is gonna be your new life. So if you want a puppy and you really believe that you're ready for it, please watch this video thoroughly before you go ahead and do this, because there's a lot of information that I wish that I knew, and stuff I kind of wish somebody told me before I decided to do this, because I'm gonna be telling y'all everything that I was going through and things that you're probably gonna need to know yourself, because this ain't no easy stuff, okay? This is not for the weak. Having a baby, having a puppy, is not for the weak. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of this video. I'm just gonna give some basic information about her. This is ZsaZsa. I named her after me because my name is Zari, and that's my nickname. And I wanted a name with a Z, and no one else's name was cutting it for me, so she's named after me. She is a F2 mini Goldendoodle, which means she's second generation. Her parents are both Goldendoodles. Her mom is a white Goldendoodle and her dad is red, and the rest of her siblings are his color. Can you just sit down? See? Please, mama. Hey. Yeah, so the rest of them are red. I'm going to insert a picture of them. So I did get her from a breeder because I wanted this specific puppy, okay? I know that it's better to do adoption, but I had been wanting a puppy so long, and since I was spending my money, I wanted to make sure it was what I wanted. And I wanted a Goldendoodle and a mini one also, because the large ones, they're huge and fluffy. Like that's just too much body, and I cannot take care of that. And even so, she's growing so fast also. As you can see, she don't look small, like she don't. Yeah, so I got her from a breeder, and they said that the story of them mating was very funny because, as you can see, the dad was really small compared to the mom, but they made it work and made 10 adorable puppies. I'm pretty sure she was the rut, because when I got her, she was 4 pounds at 8-9 weeks. So that's pretty small to me, at least. She was about 15 or more now, because she's just growing. You can't even see her face. She is so fluffy, and she got groomed like 2 weeks ago, and her hair is growing back so fast. And I'm thinking the next time we do it, she's gonna get some more off her face, because I like to see her eyes, and you can't because she's so curly. So there is something that I wanted to talk about if you want a golden doodle, especially a mini. Now, mini does not mean that it's micro or tiny or like the size of a multi-poo, because that's technically what I thought I wanted, but even she's grown a lot bigger, and I can't even imagine having a puppy or just a dog smaller than her, because I'm already stepping over her anyway, so that's too small. But like I'm saying, a mini golden doodle does not necessarily mean that they will be really tiny. They're not small dogs. Golden doodles are not small dogs, period. So to have them really small it's going to be hard to find. And especially when you're looking for a golden doodle, it is very hard to find them in the first place, because they're a very popular breed right now and also very expensive. Luckily, I got lucky and I didn't have to spend $6,000 on her. I was expecting her to be smaller, but she's not. But it's completely fine because I'm okay with her not being super, super tiny. I like to be able to hug my dogs and not just hold them and be like, oh, you're so cute. Yeah, they're me cute, but let me hold you. Like, come on now. I'm just gonna start off with the first week or even the first few days. So literally the day before, I had terrible insomnia. Actually, not even the day before. The entire year before, I had terrible insomnia, which meant I was going to sleep at like 4 o'clock in the morning or even later than that. And I always just felt like, what's the point of me going to sleep when I don't have anything to do? Because if you are post-grad and you're trying to apply to jobs and they're not accepting you, you're just like, well, I don't have a job. What am I supposed to do? So through all that time, I was working on my business or my business ideas, because this was also last year, applying to jobs and doing all this other stuff and watching YouTube and just doing straight nothing at like 3 o'clock in the morning. But as soon as I got her, I was like, oh no, I can't stay up that late. I can't do that no more, because she was waking me up between like 5:30 and 7:30. Now, I'm not a morning person. Obviously, I was going to sleep hella late, so I wanted to actually get my sleep by the time I was ready to fall asleep, because when I sleep, I be sleeping. But not anymore, because when I got her, no more naps. That was a dub, because you got to pay attention to them all the time. So the first week, she was not in her crate. I just let her sleep on the floor. I think the first night, I have a day bed with a trundle, is what they call it. So I have a mattress underneath my top bed. So I slept on that one that night, and I don't even know where I don't know. See, that first night, I don't even recall sleeping. I know I fell asleep, but I probably was really anxious, and she's obviously in a new environment, and she wasn't potty trained, obviously. So I was very nervous, so I don't even know if I even slept properly. But that first week, she would sleep like on the floor, everywhere but the crate, and everywhere but her bed. And I'm gonna get to that later on when I talk about toys and just buying stuff. Also, what happened this first week is I had a serious allergic reaction to her. Or not even that serious, but my face was going through, my whole body was going through something, but my face was so dry. Like, I already have dry skin. And if you know me and you follow me, you know I also have a skincare brand. And I was just like, why is nothing working on me? Like, nothing was working, and it was stressing me out, because I'm like, okay, I know it's getting colder outside, and you have to change your skincare routine also when the weather changes, and especially if you have eczema and dry skin, because bro, it was just nothing was working on my face, and it was happening for a whole week. So my mom told me to take some allergy pills, and that actually started to clear it up. So I was like, oh Lord, I'm allergic to my dog. What? And that like terrified me because I'm like, wow, I really got a dog now. This is my life and I'm allergic to her. Like, I can't have that. So that first week was just pure hell for me because not only was my face going through it, I had to deal with her peeing all over the place because trying to potty train her was a struggle. And we're still working on it too. So speaking of potty training, it's a struggle. And I hope you're not like me because when I was watching all these YouTube videos about getting a puppy and all the different information you need to know about getting it, I was all like,
that my puppy is not going to be like that. And I'll make sure she don't be peeing all over the place because that's not happening under my watch. I got this. I know what I'm doing.
Don't be like me, okay? Don't think that you're going to be a perfect pet parent and that whatever you say they're going to do, because you know what? When you get them, they don't know what the hell you're saying. I really thought that, I don't know, she was just going to vibe off of me, know that you can't pee on my carpet, you can't pee on just everything, you know? So potty training will take a long time. And if you're expecting it to happen within a couple weeks, that's not going to happen. So it's been about 2 months now, almost, well, going on 3 months since I've had her, and she still is being potty trained. But over time, she has been getting off her wee-wee pad and waiting a little longer. So what that means is that for obviously the first few weeks and month or so, we try to get her to do everything on the pad. Now, she would pee on the pad, but she wouldn't poop on the pad. And that used to stress me out because I'm like, girl, your poop is right next to the pad. Why can't you do it together? And I heard that they don't like doing it in the same spot. I get it, make my life a little bit easier. No, they're not gonna make your life easier. And thank God that I have hardwood floors. If I had carpets, well, we have rugs everywhere, but if we had carpet in this house, bro. Anyways, so she's good now. Still, she's gotten her poop closer. Sometimes she does it on the pad, sometimes she don't. But yeah, just because she's on the pad does not mean that we don't take her outside. So I take her outside because some people don't want to help me here. But I do take her outside, and she does pee and poop, and everything's fine. She does what she needs to do outside. Now, what makes the difference when you have the pee pads in the house is if you're not taking them out constantly, then they're still going to do it in the house. And that's partially a problem that I have because the first couple weeks when she would wake me up, I'll go take her out and she wouldn't do it, or she would do it. Recently, I've just been so lazy, and especially since the weather's changing, it's getting colder. It's a mental thing for me to have to wake up, put on clothes, then get her together to take her outside and make sure she does it in time. And she wakes me up now around like 7:30-ish, and I go back to sleep. I be taking my time. And thankfully, she's been waking up later and kind of working on my schedule. So now, when she does, she sleeps in her crate. Or I think she does. I don't really know. I go to sleep, and wherever she's at, where she's at. But she doesn't pee in my room unless I don't take her out, and I don't take her out of here, and she just goes on the pad. I don't even have a pad here, so she's not gonna do it. But recently, she's not been doing that. So when she wakes up, she gets up from wherever she at and on the floor, and she comes on my bed, and she starts scratching me. And she harasses me for like a good 5 minutes until I get her to get off of me, and then I go back to sleep, and I assume she goes back to sleep, but she's still not peeing or nothing. So until I get dressed and take her out, she is when she's ready. So that is very good. That means that she's holding it in longer, and she will do it when we get outside. Now, we do have a breezeway that conjoins our garage and our kitchen. So now we have the pee pad in the breezeway, and if I don't make it in time to get her leash on and all that stuff, then she'll pee on the pad, and then I'll take her out, and then she'll poop. So overall, it's gonna take a long time for this to completely be done with. She's been doing a lot better. She's been holding it. Make sure, even when you get older, still keep a pad around, but you do not need to have pads all over your house, because that does not necessarily mean that they're going to do it there. But if you train them to go to a certain location, then that's where they'll do it, he or she. So potty training, a struggle, and you're gonna have to do a lot of cleaning, but that's just life, you know. So food, let me just say this right now, I'm still figuring out what I'm feeding her. When I got her, the breeder told me to use the Espalac, I think it was called, like Similac for dogs, and it actually was like up to 8 weeks, but I got her and she still wasn't weaned off of like her mom's milk, whatever. So I got the container. I'm gonna insert what it looks like here. And it's just powdered milk, and I'll mix it in with some water and then mix it in with her dry food. And let me tell you, that first couple weeks when we were giving it to her, it was like crack. Like, sis would eat and then like sprint around the house 10 billion times, run into everything, scratch people, do all of this, do all of that. Like, it was wild, and I was just like, I was calling her a crackhead for a good like 3 weeks, like, because she was going crazy off of that milk. And I mean, yeah, like, that was a lot. We basically weaned her off of the milk. When it was done, I was like, oh God, now she's gonna have to try something else, and I hope she like it, because she really liked that milk. But that crackhead energy was not for me no more. No. So I started off with dry food, and I got the puppy Blue Buffalo mixture. So the milk finished, and then I started using the dry food, but she wasn't really eating it. So then we got wet food and started mixing in with the dry food, and I think it was pedigree. Yeah, it was pedigree, wet food, and I'll mix that in, and she'll eat it, she'll finish everything. And after that, after the Blue Buffalo finished, I ended up just getting the pedigree dry food. It is cheap. I don't even know if it's the best dog food, because it's so cheap, but I got it anyways. And I started mixing the dry food with their puppy gravy packets, and she loved that. And then her poop started changing. Of course, it went from dry to, you know, a little wet. But she loves that. We still get that for her and mix it in. But I realized that I wasn't satisfied with what I was giving her, and I didn't even know if she was satisfied either, so I kept changing again. So then I started adding some little brown rice into her food, and then she started to like that better. It was filling her up better. So then I decided to start making my own food, and I did that for like a week or so, and then I got tired of doing that because that's a lot of work, and I also didn't have space to keep everything that I needed to freeze at least. So technically, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm giving her. So I realized that dry food just alone, she would not eat it. And also she's teething, so she can't really chomp onto really hard stuff right now, because her teeth is growing, it's coming out, is doing all the above. Which, did you know that puppies' teeth come out? Because I didn't know that until my friend said it, and then I saw it, and when I saw gums, I was just like, oh, where are your teeth going? So I technically do have a food menu for her now. In the mornings, I make her 1 scrambled egg. No oil, no seasoning, just just whisk it and fried it a little bit, and then I mix it in with some dry food that I lay on the bottom. I add some rice, brown rice, then the scrambled eggs, and some wet food or the gravy that I was talking about before. I mix it all in, and she'll eat that. Sometimes we sprinkle some cheese on top because it gives her the incentive to eat it. But she doesn't like just dry food, and you have to mix it with different things and for her to eat it. Next important thing, be prepared to go to the vet. And I'm not talking about in general, like taking them for any sicknesses, whatever. But when you first get your puppy, they're gonna need to get rounds of shots. And she got 3 rounds of shots, and they will tell you what time for you to come, and just be prepared to pay for it, okay? The very first time, the breeder took her whole litter to the vet, and then I was responsible for the next 2, obviously. And I just took her for her last round a couple of days ago, and she's good for another year. So we don't have to keep going. God forbid nothing happens to her, she don't get sick or nothing. But in general, the first 3 rounds of shots, you need to pay for that. And I went to a pet clinic. It's called VIP Pet Care. I don't know. I think it's all over the US actually. But it's very easy and simple to get into. You don't have to do an appointment. You just have to go and like sign up to get in line, because of course there's COVID. We can't just be having people just in line and stuff like that. But very reasonable prices. It's very quick and easy, and you don't have to do all the extra stuff. But it is also good to have a vet near you, because this place is like 20 minutes away from me, and the one that's near me is like a pop-up one. So they just come into like certain stores and they set up their equipment, whatever, but it's not for like actual like sicknesses and doing all of that stuff. Although they do have actual locations where they can do stuff like that, I assume. But I do have a vet hospital across the street from my house. I just assumed they were going to be hella expensive. Your first time owning a pet, this is money you're going to have to come out your pocket, whether you want to or not. And I didn't want to, but I had no choice, because obviously, y'all know I have a business, so I'm trying to work on business expenses and my dog, and then my life. I was just like, oh, this is not the right time for this, but I don't care, because she's gonna get what she needs to get, because she's helpless without me, right? A few weeks ago, we had like a scare. She was running outside with me on our deck, and she's very fast. I mean, this puppy, like when she's in her mood, she's just running, okay, running like nobody's business. And she was chasing me, and then I don't know what happened. She stepped on something, or she stepped wrong, and she like hurt her leg. I just heard this super high-pitched scream come out of her mouth, and I was like, oh my god, what did I do? Like, she was limping, and her leg was just like, oh god, I was so stressed out. My mom was like, oh my god, what happened to her? We have to take her to the vet like right away. God forbid like something happened, like she broke her leg. I thought she broke her leg. Actually, we called the vet across the street from us, but they said that they were booked and they couldn't do it, and they were telling us to call somewhere else, but it was like far away. And while we were doing all of that, she was just like, she didn't want to do nothing. She didn't want to move. I was just holding her like a little baby, and her leg was like this. Like, you try to straighten it, she'd keep doing this. And I was like, oh my god, what if she broke her foot? I was so stressed out. Then like 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by. She's stretching her leg. She's stretching her leg herself. Then I put her on the floor, and then she started stepping on it, getting comfy on it. Then she started running, and I'm just like, okay, so your pain went away. You just wanted to be a little baby. You want me to hold you, but now you're fine, and you out here running like a maniac. Although you done stressed me out, Yes, my dog is a drama queen. A drama queen. All the attention must be on her. Although I was very scared, but I was also just like, this little girl was really just like, oh, I'm fine. It wasn't that bad. So I'm glad that I didn't have to go to the vet, and especially if they would have charged me and they were like, oh, nothing's really wrong with her, I would have been tight. Okay, so like I was saying, just be prepared for anything. I didn't get pet insurance. I think it's a waste of money. You can get it if you want to, but I know that it's cheaper when they're a puppy, but it's not, I feel like it's not really necessary unless you like assume something's gonna happen to your pet and you like want it to be easier on you. But I'm just hoping and praying nothing does happen to her super severe that I can't afford it, but everything's coming out of my pocket basically, and I don't think spending $50 a month on pet insurance that I'm probably not gonna ever use right away at least is worth it. But that's just me. If you want to do it and to be safe and save your pockets, good for you. Go ahead, but I just can't do it. I don't have the money for it, to be honest. But that's my take on pet insurance. Okay, so this last part isn't as serious, but it's spending your money on toys and all sorts of things. Now, a lot of people here on YouTube, I know it's cute. I know it's cute and it's fun to do hauls, but if you're someone on a budget and just also someone that you just cannot afford to just be buying an entire PetSmart for your dog, don't do it. Because when you're first getting a puppy, I really don't think it's necessary for you to get them 10 toys and get them all these different things that you don't even know if you're gonna need or if they're gonna like it. I only got her about like 3 different toys and she plays with it, but she's a very unconventional dog, like my business. She plays with her toys, but she likes other things. She, especially since she's teething, she plays with everything else. My arm, my blankets, the rug, and hangers. Her favorite toy is a hanger, a plastic hanger, okay? She like chews that up, and I mean, it's good, I guess, good for her gums or whatever, but yeah, so you're gonna spend like hundreds of dollars or less, whatever, on toys, and it's not guaranteed that they're gonna like it and or they're gonna play with it, and then your money's kind of wasted. So I got her dog bed. She has not ever slept on it, and I got it for $25, I think, at PetSmart, and it's not really necessary, to be honest with you. Maybe just my puppy, but I feel like not all of them. I don't think it's necessary to spend lots of money on a dog bed, because they're either not going to ever actually lay in it or sleep in it, or they're going to destroy it. And that's what she was doing. She kept pawing at her bed and biting it, and I don't put it on the floor because she's going to destroy it, and I don't want her to do that, and I don't want fluff all over the place either. So the bed is just it's kind of useless. Maybe if you have but that is just my pet. I don't know if your dog's gonna do that, but just don't spend like a lot of money on it. She likes cold surfaces, so we have hardwood floors all over my house, and she sleeps on the floor. She likes to lay out and stretch out, and then her body just look really long. But yeah, she likes the floor. She sleeps on the carpet too sometimes, depending on her mood. If she wants, I guess, some more warmth. She's actually underneath me right now on my carpet. But when you do buy things, you need the essentials. Do not overspend your money on toys and like other things that are not really necessary. You need to get the stuff that are important. So grooming supplies, treats, pee pads, things to help you go on your walks with, leashes, collars. Oh, I actually just got her a leash harness. It's a It's a black leash that has a hook on it that hooks onto the little ring of her collar, and then it wraps around her body, and it's just like a little loop, and then it like adjusts. Maybe I'll just show y'all what it looks like later, but it's not an actual harness. I actually got her a harness. It's too big for her, and I don't know how much bigger she's gonna get, but she's taking forever to grow into it, and the size down from that is too small for her, so that's why I got that harness leash thing. But I like it because it's very helpful, and it's very simple to put on, because the whole harness thing, she just wasn't vibing with it, because I got a drama queen. The moral of the story, if you want to get rid of your insomnia, get a puppy. Once they start waking you up early in the morning and you're used to their schedule, and they eventually get used to your schedule, you're gonna fit in time to go to sleep, okay? And you're gonna go to sleep on time too, because like I was telling y'all before, at 4 o'clock in the morning I was awake, like, why do I have to go to sleep? I'll be going to sleep before 12 o'clock now, okay? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, for meeting ZsaZsa, from listening to me rant a little bit about having her. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so I can post some more stuff. If you want to see her some more, comment down below. Let me know what type of video you want to see with her. And smash that like button, okay? Smash this, because I'm literally getting harassed here for y'all. Ooh, ooh. Okay, and turn on your notification bell, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all, okay? Bye. Tell them bye. Tell them bye. She's like, leave me alone.